Karen Jokit, for those that have not met me, I am a certified life and wellness coach. I am very, very involved in the space of wellness. I feel that my mandate is to help people to understand the relationship their physical bodies have with their emotions, with their mindset, or even their mental space, so that they can be able to bring together these three areas of their life or these three areas of their wellness and use each one of them to help the other for better wellness, for a better state of health, and even for better socialization. In that space, I concentrate a lot on self-awareness, nutrition, movement, emotions, mindset, and even to a small extent, spirituality. Because honestly, for those that believe in God, we know that we believe that we are created by God for a reason and for a purpose. Therefore, tonight, I would like us to get into the space of wellness a little bit more. And with that, I'd like also to tell you how I came around to this space. I was not always a certified wellness coach, or it's not the first thing that I studied. But whilst working with my former employer, I was working for a diplomatic mission, I began to really ask myself a lot of questions. I was working with people that needed to lose weight. I was working with people that needed to find ways to improve their wellness, either because of an underlying condition or because of, other factors. And every time I would get a person like that, I would want to ask myself, what makes this person struggle for so long with weight when some people are able to lose their weight very easily? I would ask myself, what makes this person struggle so much with maintaining, let's say, a healthy diet, or even maintaining a well state of mind, while some other people are not struggling? And along my path of discovery, I got very, very interested in holistic wellness. And I began to study and to be mentored by several doctors that were already practicing holistic medicine, meaning that they were not just using chemical drugs, or they're not just using allopathic medicine, they're also using things like chiropractor, they were chiropracticing, and therefore they were using movement, they were using body muscles to help people come to better wellness. I got involved with doctors that were using herbal medicine. I got involved with doctors that were using a lot of emotional well-being to enhance physical wellness. I got involved with fathers of mindset wellness, people like John Assaraf, and I felt a need to certify as a wellness coach so that I would have a deeper insight of the space, a deeper insight of what it entailed, a deeper insight of what I felt I was called to share. And it is with that background that in 2015, I took a course that was in the space of life coaching and wellness, certified as a life and wellness coach. And for the last nearly 8 years, I have integrated wellness coaching, wellness sessions with diet, with emotional coaching, with mindset coaching, so as to help the people that I come across to be able to find their journey to wellness. In that same space, I have integrated supplementation, because most of the people that are struggling with either a physical unwellness, an emotional unwellness, mindset unwellness, will at some point require greater intervention than just a coaching session, than just a discussion about their diet, a discussion about the exercises that they need to take, or even the sleeping hours that they need to begin to take. And therefore, tonight, I'm very, very excited to have this wellness session with us, because I will be sharing some of the things that I've shared on very, very many occasions, but I never get tired to share, because unless we learn these things and share with a lot more people, then our families will continuously be compromised, will continuously suffer with unwellness, will continuously be plagued by some conditions that can honestly be reversed, some that can be minimized, and others that they need not suffer with or from. And with that in mind, allow me to start sharing my screen. I'd like to start sharing my screen so that we can share the information that I have together. I have said this statement so many times. I'm sure those that have heard me must be wondering, don't you have any other statement that you can share? I have said that we need to take care of our bodies because it is the only place we have to live. And it sounds very basic when it is said like that, but note that your body, unlike your car, unlike your house, or the items in your house, your body has no spare parts. And each and every organ, each and every member of your body was put where it is by the maker for a certain reason. I know that we have been told on several occasions by medics or in hospitals when we've visited that we can take out this part of your body or this organ because it is barely has any function. And I beg to differ with that opinion. I do not believe that there's an organ or a part of your body that has no function or that does not impair another when it is taken out, because otherwise the maker would not have put it there. The master designer would not have put it there. And therefore, even as you listen to this session, I'd like you to take cognizance of the fact that your body has no spare parts. When you lose a member of your body, when you lose an organ of your body, it is lost. Sometimes you're given replacements. Sometimes these replacements refuse to agree with your body. And other times they actually become poisonous to the other items of your body. And therefore, I want to say this, that you need to begin to take care of your body in a different way, in cognizant of the fact that it has no spare parts. Now, there is a matrix that gets extremely confused in the space of wellness. I know that many times we confuse wellness and health. It is not exactly one and the same thing, but that is not the bigger deal. The bigger deal is how many times we confuse wellness and disease, wellness and immunity, and how many times we do not even realize that wellness is an individual's responsibility. I keep saying that wellness is not your doctor's responsibility. Your doctor's responsibility is sickness. And therefore, the minute that you lose your state of wellness, you are passing on responsibility that belongs to you to the doctor. And yet the doctor may not, as much as he has studied medicine, he may not know your body as well as you know it. You're the one who knows which part aches when you sleep and how it aches. You're the one who knows how your movement is impaired. You're the one who knows how your back aches when you sit for long. And obviously, the doctor will try to address that problem. But in essence, you should have been working extremely hard to ensure, to ensure that you do not get to that level of unwellness. I don't know why my throat is beginning to crack right now when I do not have my relieving tea with me, but we'll see how it goes. If it cracks a little more, I will need to get some water. I also say that immunity is your first line of defense. I'll be coming back to that, but just note that medicine is the last resort that you should be getting to. It is the last back. But before you can even get to medicine, you need to be asking yourself, how is my immunity? Because it is your immunity that guards your body against disease. It is your immunity that guards your body against infections. It is your immunity that protects your wellness. And therefore, sometimes we want to create a state of almost passing the buck for the things that happen to our bodies. But let us realize that 99% of the lack of wellness and the lack of health that will happen to us, we have a role to play in that unwellness. And equally, we have a bigger role to play in bringing back the state of wellness. And that, like I've said, medicine should be a last resort, not the first thing that we go to, like we have done with our chemists, like we have done with our drugstores. According to Dr. James Levine of Mayo Clinic, and I know so many of us know the Mayo Clinic, sitting is more dangerous than smoking. I want you to ask yourself, how many hours do you sit per day? How is that affecting your weight, your circulation, your posture, your backbone, your bone density? How is it affecting your mental capacity? Not to mention that when most of us are seated, we are seated in front of a screen like the one I'm in front of right now. And so if you're spending 10 hours in the office, 15 hours in the office, how much time are you spending seated? And how badly is that affecting your state of wellness? I note that my room is now full, and that is part of the reason that I have chosen to record this session, because my room capacity is 100. Kindly tell your friends that are not able to log in that unfortunately the room is full. Again, we are told that a sedentary lifestyle, which is a lot with the sitting and the lying down and the watching TV and no exercise, increases death rate by 71%. Last but not least, with fun with facts of these facts that I'm bringing to us is that the third largest cause of death in the USA is medical errors and opioids. Opioids are generally painkillers that, besides heart attacks and one other factor that I don't remember, the number 3 cause of death in the USA is medical opioids and errors. Not to mention that the medical errors, of course, happen in hospitals, because if it is called a medical error, then it is in a hospital. These are facts to ponder on. The point I'm trying to emphasize with this message is that you are highly responsible for your wellness. How much are you taking charge of your wellness? How much are you working on a day-to-day basis to ensure that you guard your wellness, you protect your wellness, that you bring back your state of wellness where it has, gone down or where you have been affected negatively. In front of us are some of the loudest signs of unwellness that we forget to look out for when we are thinking about our state of wellness or unwellness. These factors or these signs happen, or we have them on a day-to-day basis, but we give them such little notice. And when we give them any form of notice, we tend to pacify them with painkillers. Remember, in my previous slide, I have said that painkillers, opioids, are the third largest cause of death in the USA. We may not have the statistics of how much negatively we are being impacted by painkillers in this country, but I want to imagine that there's a high level of misuse of painkillers in this country too, because when we have gut issues or digestive issues, we go to the chemist maybe even over a year before we can determine that this issue is too much and now I need medical advice or I need to go to a doctor for further examination. How much do we, quote unquote, treat our headaches, our backaches, our leg aches, our, stomach aches, any sort of pain, before we can ask ourselves, why am I having this headache? How come I get a headache every single morning? For how long are you going to take the painkillers before you ask yourself, what else could this headache mean? For how long are you going to take antacids before you ask yourself, why am I inflamed in my stomach? Why do I have gas all the time? Why do I have high levels of acidity? What else could this mean? What do I need to do in my kitchen to change the food that is causing me gas? What do I need to do maybe in my bedroom so that I can sleep more soundly? Why do I have food allergies? Why do I have skin allergies? What else can I do with these allergies besides taking steroids? Because allergies are largely treated with steroids. You need to ask yourself, what do steroids do to my state of wellness? What are the long-term negative effects of the steroids that I'm constantly using for these allergies? What are the long-term negative effects of the painkillers, of the antacids that I'm using for either acidity, inflammation of the gut, or that I'm using for GERD, or that I'm using for ulcers? Sleeplessness, why are you not sleeping soundly? How is it that every single noise outside you get to wake up? If you're not sleeping soundly, what can you do? Do you need to stop using your gadgets a little earlier? Do you need to eat way before you go to bed? Do you need to lose weight so that you can have better sleep? Do you need to switch off your lights? What do you need to do? Are you going to wait until the doctor gives you sleeping pills? Did you know that sleeping pills are habit forming and that once you get used to them, you may never be able to come off them? What about brain fog, memory loss? Have you taken it that it is normal to have memory loss? That it is normal to have brain fog? It is not. We know people who are in their 80s, 70s, and 90s that have got sharp memories, that can remember their parcels of land numbers, that they can remember the first car they had in the 50s, or is it in the 40s? They can remember their school ID numbers that they had in the 60s, that they can remember. They have such a sharp memory. It cannot be that you in your 30s and your 40s, you're saying that your memory loss is normal. it is not normal. Something is going wrong and you need to address it. Something is happening with your brain capacity. Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating too much refined carbohydrates? Are you eating too much corrosive items? Are you cooking with too much aluminum? Is there too much aluminum in your kitchen? Have you been exposed to chemicals in your workplace that are affecting your memory? Or are you facing some form of emotional trauma that requires your brain to create a block on the information that you know? Stress is a word that is used very loosely every so often. Even when we are late to work, we say, I'm stressed, I'm late to work. When in fact, we mean we are either flustered or we are agitated or we are uncomfortable. But generally, when we say stress, we mean a state in which the body is either chemically, emotionally, or physically disposed. So that now we're not talking about that stress that, you're late to work or you've cooked your ugali and it has burnt and then you say, I'm so stressed, my ugali has burnt. No, we're not talking about that form of stress. We are talking about a heightened situation of raised emotions that goes on for days, for weeks, for months, and thereby affecting your overall state of wellness. We are talking about excess weight. How many kilos are you carrying that are not yours? I want that to sink because statistics are telling us up to 40% of all cancers have got a weight factor to them. 40% of all cancers have got a weight factor to them. Every 5 minutes in the US, or is it 5 seconds, we lose someone to a cardiovascular condition. Excess weight or being overweight, being obese is one of the key factors of cardiovascular diseases, even here in Kenya. So how much weight are you carrying that is not yours? And what would you like to do with it? Would you like to address that weight? Because excess weight is a time bomb. It affects your cardiovascular health. It affects your sugar levels. You're likely to get diabetes. It affects your joints. You're likely to get arthritis. It affects your memory capacity. It gives you brain fog. It affects your your self-esteem, and therefore may likely to give you stress. It affects your sleep patterns, so it is likely to give you sleeplessness. It affects how your gut responds to food. It causes inflammation, and of course, it causes fatigue. Weight is no laughing matter. If you're carrying excess weight, you need to think about how you can lose it ASAP. And the older you become, the more difficult weight becomes to lose. Somebody in their 20s or teenage years will drop their kilos way more easily than someone in their 40s and 50s and above, because other factors like hormonal imbalance come into play. Other factors like the rate at which the body builds muscle come to play. Other factors like agility, or your ability to move, your ability to be agile becomes a bigger factor that may affect your state of exercise or how much exercise you're able to do. So where is our solution? Our solution begins with the 3 A's. Intentionally have these letters so that you can remember very so easily that you need to become aware of your state of wellness. If you do not know how many kilos you're carrying right now, you're being careless with your wellness. You need to go weigh yourself so that you can know how many kilos you are, if you have any extra weight. If you do not sleep at night, you need to ask yourself, what can I do? Am I even sleeping? Am I losing my memory? Become aware of your state of wellness. It is paramount, because by the time the doctor is telling you you are unwell, 99% of that time, you're most likely already sick. And wellness is a state that is in between sickness and health. And it is this space that I want us to concentrate on, because our goal is to get our bodies back to proper health, proper wellness, so that we do not have to take medicine. And if we are already taking medicine, we can reduce to the bare minimum by taking responsibility. I want you to acknowledge that that is the state of your wellness. If you are 20 kilos overweight, accept that you have 20 kilos that belong to somebody else and that they need to go. Whether it is going to take you 1 year, whether it is going to take you 6 months, whether it is going to take you 2 years, most important, that journey needs to start, because the longer you stay with that weight, the harder your body finds it to lose it. And then, of course, once you have acknowledged, it will be time to address the unwellness. Your body is a factor of your emotions. It is a factor of your mind. It is a factor of your physical health. And all these three give you wholeness. When one area is affected, another is affected. Sometimes we are addressing the condition using medicine, whereas all we needed to do is change our diet, drink more water. Sometimes we are taking painkillers for headaches that just require you to drink your 10, 12 glasses of water. We are taking painkillers for constipation or, such things, for a situation maybe that just requires you to eat more fiber. Sometimes we are taking painkillers for joint aches that just require us to move our bodies, because we are told that which you do not move, you get to lose. Muscles, joints, body parts are meant to be moved. When you don't move them, you begin to lose them. Muscles that are not being moved, that are not being exercised, they begin to loosen, they begin to sag. Then, of course, there is rest, which is rest and sleep. They go hand in hand. Did you know that sleep is your food number 3? Every time I ask people, what are your key foods? What are your most important foods? Most people will tell me proteins. Most people start by telling me vitamins. People will tell me vegetables. But did you know that your food number 1 is oxygen? When your body does not have oxygen, you can only live for 3 minutes. In the 4th minute, you're either dying or you're becoming a cabbage. Your food number 2 is water, because by the 4th day, you're beginning to get dehydrated. Your body's beginning, some organs are beginning to lose function. If you go for 4 days, 5 days without water or any form of liquid. And food number 3 is sleep. 15 straight days and nights without sleep will cause you to begin to converse, will cause you to begin to hallucinate. And in some instances, you could die. So your proteins, your vegetables are a poor 4th. Wherever we got that information that vegetables and proteins are our food number 1, I am not sure. Because you can actually go for 30 days without solid food, but you can't go for 30 days without water. You can't go for 30 days without sleep. You can't go for 30 days without oxygen. Then last but not least, on returning to basics, is that you need to heal your heart. Emotions lead to physical illnesses. When you say, I have a heartache, it is real. The heart aches. And when it aches, it begins to cause you to get other forms of unwellness. I see Millicent is telling me that she's had a first-hand experience on excess weight. It simply rendered me old in all forms. But yes, there is a solution. Now I fly. I believe you, Millicent, because I have seen your photos when you had a lot of weight. I know you now, and honestly, you looked really old. And definitely, I'm sure you are not as agile as you are right now. And you have done a fantastic job of working on your weight. Congratulations. Number two, we need to reduce toxic load. What is toxic load? We get toxins from all forms of our lifestyle. The toxins that I like to talk about a lot are the toxins in our kitchen, the plastics that we so love to recycle, those margarine cans that you have saved your githeri in, those what ice cream tubs that you have saved your beans in. That plastic is leaching into your food, and it is giving a chemical known as BPA, and BPA is a hormone disruptor. Ladies, throw those plastics out of the kitchen. Stop rewarming food in plastics. Stop storing food in plastics in the fridge, because the temperatures are from extreme cold to extreme hot. When you remove that food, and what that plastic is doing is it is poisoning your food. You may not see the effects of that poison in a day, in a year, in 2 years, but 5 years down the line, you have excessive hormonal imbalance, you have cysts, you have fibroids, and you're saying, what in the world? I try to eat so healthy, I exercise, but you have not reduced your toxic load. Are you having too many aluminum pots that you're cooking with? You need to figure out how to get either clay pots, how to get stainless steel, how to get titanium pots, how to get ceramic pots, or just the traditional clay pots that we used to cook with, so that you have less of the aluminum pots. Aluminum is highly toxic, whether as your cooking pot or in your deodorant. Many of us are using deodorants from the supermarkets that have got aluminum salts in them. Those block your pores, they block your armpit pores, and you retain a lot of toxic waste in your body when you use that sort of deodorant. And so many other toxins that we are inhaling every single day, and we are not finding ways in which to actively detoxify our bodies. I keep hearing people tell me, but the body has detox organs. And then I ask them, that body that has detox organs, when it was created, did we used to have 10 matatus passing you on the road that have not bothered to have any service of their matatus, and they are emitting the highest amount of carbon monoxide that can be emitted in any one day? When that body was created it created to be eating refined foods? Was it created to be eating a lot of red meat? Was it created to eat GMO food? How then can your detox organs, your liver, your lungs, your skin, your kidneys cope with the amount of toxicity that is coming to your body? Don't you think that that body needs to be given some sort of help to be able to detox? Last but not least, the 3 R's: recharge. Recharge your body. Once you've, as much as possible, try to have a good diet, eaten as much organic food as you can find. I know there's barely any organic food in our markets. There's barely organic bananas in the market. 3/4 of the bananas that you're buying right now are being ripened using chemicals, believe it or not. 3/4 of the passion fruits, of the avocados, name it, vegetables, I've got a lot of chemicals. As much as you're trying to get back to good diet, as much as you're drinking as much water as you can, trying to move. I know a lot of people do not exercise, and that is why I use that word move very, very specifically, because you don't have to go to the gym for you to have body movement. You can have it in your house, you can have it around your compound, you can swim, and so on and so forth. Even as you rest and heal your heart, I hope you're working towards healing your heart. Even as you work towards throwing out those personal care products that are full of chemicals and finding those that have less chemicals, even as you work towards throwing away your plastics. And I know that so many of us are not going to throw them away. You need to find a way to recharge your body. Times have changed. They're not as they used to be back then. Food is more toxic. We are sitting for longer hours. We are more stressed. And therefore, this body that is the only place that you have to live may need a little more help in becoming well. And that is why I want to introduce you to some of the supplements that I advocate for, some of the supplements that I am a brand ambassador for, because I have used them, I have given them to my friends, and I have seen the changes that some of these people have got. Allow me to use one of the things that I've just read in one of our groups this evening. I'm not giving any names, of a friend of mine who says how excited she is because her mother is able to empty her bowels, having had constipation for 3 weeks running. Digestive health is the place you begin to guard, to restore your wellness. Why? Because it is a fact that up to 80% of our immune cells are in the gut. The gut is a pipe from the mouth all the way to the rear, where we eliminate waste matter. We have products that are very good for detox. This lady was talking about having given her mother just 2 sachets of veggie this morning. Remember, her mother was supposed to go to hospital because she had not been to the bathroom for 3 weeks. And you can imagine the level of discomfort that someone can have if they've not been to the bathroom even for 3 days. What about 3 weeks? And within 2 hours, she was able to visit the bathroom. How much relief my friend must be having in regards to her mother, even as they seek to go to hospital to find out what had caused all that. But can you imagine the relief that her mother and the daughter have? Veggie is a detox that is made from fermented fruit and vegetable enzymes that helps your body to flush out waste that has been accumulated in your system, waste that has been sluggishly moving because of various reasons, and that really allows your body to cleanse, especially if used correctly with a lot of water. If you think about any form of cleansing, if you think about cleaning a pipe, cleaning a car, it doesn't get clean because you poured soap on it. It gets clean after you have poured soap if you rinse it with a lot of water. So even the body, in its attempt to get clean, it requires a lot of water. Remember, water is your first or your highest form of detox. And so as you're using veggie, as you're using Consti-Relax, which promotes better digestion, which eases constipation, you need to be drinking your 10, 12, 15 glasses of water. Mark you, we do not drink 8 glasses of water. We drink water proportionate to our body weight. The person who is 40 kilos cannot be requiring 8 glasses of water, the same with the person who is 150 kilos. It doesn't make sense. The person who is on a very dry diet cannot be requiring the same amount of water with the person that eats a lot of melons, that eats a lot of vegetables, that eats, whole food that is not refined. Their body water requirements are totally different. We have a probiotic that is the very best in the market with up to 20 billion units. That is the live bacteria in this probiotics is up to 20 billion units. Those that are from a medical background or that are medics of any sort will understand that jargon of units. A normal yogurt in this market will have round about 100 units. This probiotic has got 20 billion units and 7 different live cultures. It is very good for your gut. It's very good for constipation. It is very good for absorption. It is very good for balancing your gut bacteria. We have novelty pile that is made from the citrus, the peels of citrus fruits and colored vegetables. It is very, very high in fiber and vitamin C, and that is why it is good for anemia. And it is also very good for hemorrhoids. It is good for thrombosis. It is good for the skin. It is good for poor circulation because of the high levels of fiber and vitamin C. Then we have Antidar, which is made from red bamboo plant. Very good for controlling a running stomach, good for food poisoning, indigestion, sore throat, and even good for an irritated mouth, mouth sores, mouth thrush, and those sort of things. And of course, we've talked about Consti-Relax, which is a very good product for a constipated gut. And it is also very good for acidity and ulcers. The next line of products is immunity products. If your gut issues are addressed, then the next area that you need to go to is immunity, because immunity is what supports your body from infections. Immunity is what keeps you away from viruses. Immunity is what fights infections and diseases in your body. Many a times I hear people saying, why am I being asked to take a pure and broken immune booster, yet I've got arthritis? It is because your immunity is what should be fighting your conditions, not medicine, not external things. So if you build your immunity with our mushrooms, this list of immune boosters is largely mushrooms. Refined yunzi is a mushroom. Ganoderma is a mushroom. Reishi is the same as Ganoderma. And then, of course, we have cordyceps, which is a fungus, and ginseng, which is a root. All these enhance blood flow. They help heart function. They balance hormones. They are anti-tumor. They're good for people that are going through chemotherapy or that are going through radio. And they're good as detox substances. They are wholly food-based. Then we have the cardiovascular products that are made from plants and herbs. Did you know that in Kenya, up to about 60 people who live in urban areas are obese? Now, 60% is a very high percentage, and that includes children. We are having very high levels of obesity, even with children in this country, and that the cardiovascular conditions, and I know these statistics are a bit old, because like this statistics, I think is a 2018 statistic. Post-COVID, we're having a lot more cardiovascular issues. And therefore, the percentage surely cannot be at 36. It must be a lot higher. We have products that will help with your cardiovascular system, with your cardiovascular health. Detox leaf made from soy lecithin or the soybean, the lecithin that is found in the soybeans is very good as a detox product for a fatty liver, for cholesterol issues, and it helps your body to detoxify your detox organs. Then we have Jimmy Ease, which is now Jim Effect, that is made from a plant known as gymnema, and it is also known as the sugar destroyer. It helps to balance your glucose. It delays glucose absorption into the blood, therefore making your oxygen delivery more efficient, therefore making your fat burning more efficient, and keeps you away from diabetes. We have Cerebrain, which is made from ginkgo biloba, a plant that is known as a brain tonic, improves blood flow, improves brain cell metabolism, and therefore enhances your ability to have a super functioning brain. We have Micro 2, made from red sage, a plant that is known to improve circulation, that is known to lower cholesterol, that is known to prevent blood clots, that helps your blood to be less static. Then we have products for the bone and joint care. Did you know that when you are deficient in calcium, especially in the circulatory system, the body leaches calcium from your bones? So with time, you hear people who have brittle bones. What has been happening is that they have continuously been deficient in calcium. And many people who are deficient in calcium, it is not because they are not eating calcium-rich foods. It is because their bodies are unable to break down the calcium. Your body breaks down very little calcium from cow milk. Cow milk is extremely complex, so your body is able to get very little calcium from cow milk. Your body's, if your gut is compromised, if your gut does not have the proper bacteria, then the breaking down of foods to get minerals from them becomes a difficult task for your body. And so when calcium is low, then your body leaches or draws calcium from your bones to use for proper circulation. We have products that enhance our mineral levels in the body. That is Zaminocal, which is a combination of zinc, magnesium, calcium, and selenium, and amino acids, largely so as to enhance absorption. And of course, it is good for bone health. It is good for people with goiter. It is good for male reproductive health. It is good for eyesight. It is good for hair, nails, and a lot more. We have Arthro Extra, which is a product for arthritis. Very, very good for repairing bone, cartilage, and joints. And then, of course, we have Glucojoint that is specifically for joints. We also have a range of products for men's health. A good fact to note is that prostate cancer accounts for 17.3% of all male cancers in Kenya. Yet, prostate cancer screening in Kenya is only done by about 2 to 4% of all the males that we have in this country. 2 to 4% is a very, very low percentage, meaning that there are very many men that get to the level of prostate cancer without ever knowing that they were predisposed. Some of these products will keep you away from prostate enlargement, will ensure that there is no cholesterol in your prostate reproductive system, will ensure there is proper muscle relaxation, there is proper circulation, and those are some of the factors that enhance a proper prostate health. Besides, we have tests that are non-intrusive, that can begin to tell you whether your prostate is beginning to enlarge. Coming on, we are looking at products that are anti-aging in nature or that help in reversing age. Yes, age can be reversed, because when we say someone is old, what do we mean? We mean that they have poor agility, they have poor vision, that they have poor memory. We mean that they are ailing with diseases that we call conditions. And therefore, what could have happened? It means that their body's ability to fight has become completely weakened. It means that their cells are aging very fast. And recent science is telling us that the telomeres that are contributory in the aging process that are found in our DNAs can be elongated by something known as NMN. NMN is a molecule that is found in our cells that depletes as we age. Introducing NMN into our bodies helps to get the cells energetic again, gets the cells metabolizing properly, gets the cells being able to create the level of immunity that your body requires. And that whole process is what then we call as anti-aging. It is your body's ability to recover quickly from disease. It is your body's ability to reverse aging process. It is your body's ability to repair broken DNA strands or even the telomeres. So we have NMN, dual release, and youth ever that are products that have been proven to be able to improve the rate at which your body recovers or renews itself, the rate at which your body eliminates free radicals that make your body age even faster. They are known to help your body recover from brain-related degenerative diseases. We have NMN coffee, which has no sugar and it has no dairy. And then we have NMN Sharp Mind, a product I so love because it is a product that activates blood vessels and muscles. It's a product that prevents brain degeneration. Remember, when your brain ages, it does not just affect your day-to-day memory. It affects your body's memory, the ability to remember to fight diseases, the ability to remember to chew food, the ability to remember to sleep. Those are body functions that are affected when your brain cognition or your brain ability is compromised. And therefore, NMN Sharp Mind is a powerful product that will help with that, because it also has something known as resveratrol that protects your heart from attacks. Coming to a close, we have other products that have got NMN and that are high in antioxidants. How can a soap be high in antioxidants? A soap is high in antioxidants when it is made from natural, edible foodstuffs like green tea, like honey, like grapeseed extracts that actually are able to feed our skin with antioxidants, that are able to slow the aging process, something we call skin glycation. Skin glycation is the rate at which your skin begins to sag, the rate at which your skin begins to get wrinkles, the rate at which your skin begins to get hyperpigmentation. Women in their 40s and 50s or even 60s will begin to get dark patches on their skin. That is a sign of an aging skin. You need to use a soap that is actually feeding your skin, not drying your skin up. Then you need to use a product like Feminagy that is an anti-wrinkle that soothes your skin, feeds your skin. It is made from grapeseed extracts Grape seeds are extremely high in antioxidants. They are actually higher in antioxidants than citrus fruits. And therefore, it has been shown to really re-energize your skin, improve your skin's elasticity, and therefore reduce the rate at which your skin is aging. Feminergy is not only for women, it can be used by men. Just like the skincare, we have a skincare known as Sumagrand that has 5 pieces made with very, very natural plants and vitamins that enhance your body's ability to rebuild collagen. Collagen is poorly absorbed on the skin. Ladies, hear me out. You need to apply or to have in your body the peptides. You need to have in your body vitamin B3, because vitamin B3 peptides are what enhance your body's ability to produce collagen. You want your body to make its own collagen, so you want to feed it with the things that enhance collagen production, that is peptides and B3, vitamin B3 or nicotinamide. You want to feed it with the antioxidants from algae, that is a green, some of the plants in the deep seas that are very, very rich in antioxidants. It is a 5-piece skincare range that has been shown to eliminate fine lines within 10 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, wellness is something that you should be concerned about. Why? Because unwellness is expensive. Disease is very, very expensive. It is expensive financially. It is expensive emotionally. It is expensive time-wise. And it is expensive socially. And of course, emotionally. If there is something you can do to reduce the state of unwellness in your body, in the bodies of your family members, in the bodies of your friends and relatives, why not? We are associated with BF Suma. The person that invited you here is associated with BF Suma either as a consumer or as a consumer and a brand ambassador for the products of BF Suma, mainly for the fact that either they have used the products or they've given the products to their relatives and friends and they have got results. They will be able to direct you to a group of integrative doctors that will be able to do a bioscan on you. The bioscan is a non-intrusive check that is able to analyze your whole body function and give you an analysis that is between 97 and 98% accurate of how your body is functioning, from the brain, from your eyes, to your ears, to your throat, to your heart, to your organs, name it. If for any reason you begin to doubt that test, you can take those results to your regular doctors, pay another maybe 100,000, and then, because for every one of those tests, you will be charged separately, and then compare the results that you'll get from our doctors for only 1,500 shillings and the ones that you'll get from your regular allopathic doctor. Number 2, we offer daily free learning sessions on wellness. You agree with me that we cannot finish all the knowledge and all the information that we need to learn about wellness in this 1 hour, 15 minutes. And therefore, every Friday, 1 o'clock, a doctor takes to the podium at Utumishi House, at Nyali Center in Mombasa, and teaches about wellness, about disease, about supplementation about what you can do even at home to take care of your wellness. Should there be a need for the doctor to send you for further tests, they will give you a follow-up checkup to an allopathic doctor who then will carry out the further tests on you. Should they need to give you a prescription for allopathic medicine or for the chemical medicine that we buy in chemists, they will do so. And that is why I'm saying they are integrative doctors. They are not just using supplementation. They are not just using counseling. They are not just using food, that is nutrition and herbs, to help you get back to wellness. They are still using allopathic medicine where necessary. But their mandate is to ensure that your body can get back to a full state of health so as to reduce the amount of toxic medicine that you're putting into your body. Number 3, we are able to offer you a 30% price discount in the event that you're interested in purchasing some of the supplements that I have talked about. And if not, the person that invited you here will be able to tell you how you can purchase the products that you're interested in. Now, I will give just 1 minute as we come to a close to a person that would be interested in asking a question. They can ask a question, and the way they ask the question is by writing it on the chat box, and then we will get to close. But in the meantime, remember, get back to the person that invited you for this session. Ask them as many questions as you wish to ask them. Ask them to come to send you to our doctor so that you can have a session with them. Ask them whatever questions that you'd like to ask them, because I want to repeat, ladies and gentlemen, your body is the only place you have to live. And your immunity is your first line of defense. Guard it, restore it, work on it with everything that you have: food, movement, sleep, water, supplements, emotional wellness, mental wellness. Work on it, because your life depends on it. If we do not have any question, I will somebody is asking which body is doing research on these products. The message moved very quickly. Very good question. Now, the BF Suma products are actually manufactured through BF Pharmaceuticals. Notice that BF Suma stands for Bright Future Superior Unique Manufacturer of America. But behind the Bright Future Superior Unique Manufacturers of America, which are, of course, regulated in the USA by FDA, by current good manufacturing practices and all that, there is the Bright Future Pharmaceuticals that is a pharmaceutical company. By that, I mean they manufacture medicine that they sell around the world, and therefore the scientists, the nutritionists, the researchers that are in that company are the people behind these supplements. And as recent as 2 weeks ago, we had an opportunity to visit the Bright Future Pharmaceuticals and tour the industry, the pharmaceutical company, and literally had a chance to witness the processing of these products. I see some of people here in our meeting that I know are very involved in companies or were involved in companies that are manufacturing products or that are manufacturing medicine in this country. I don't know what type of, what type of processes they go through, but I was so privileged to see this company that has machines that are able to test product efficacy from the time it is manufactured to the day of expiry, 3 months into, 6 months into, 12 months into, 2 years into, so as to establish the efficacy of that product at manufacturing point and at the time that it is expiring, whether has the same level of efficacy. I got to see machines that are able to test the potency of supplements when they are exposed to 20 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade, and whether the efficacy and the potency of that supplement is the same. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to the end of our session. I do not see any other question. Somebody is asking for my number. Kindly ask the person that invited you to this session to help you with that if need be. Somebody else says, is asking, when you take ginger water, mint water, or green tea, can it be considered as water? Yes, in the sense that green tea, ginger water, mint are healthy substances that enhance your body's health. When you do not count it as water is when you take alcohol, when you take your mixed African tea, when you take your mixed, your coffee, you need to still take your water when you take these sort of things. Thank you very much for having been my audience. I would like us to come to the end of this session. And as we come to the end of this session, allow me to release us with a blessing, as it is our tradition. May God bless you. May He keep you. May He watch over you and your families. And may He open your eyes so that you may learn how to work on your state of health and wellness for optimal wellness. God bless you. God keep you. God watch over you. Have a very good night. It is goodbye from all of us. Thank you so much.